Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new drama, Unsinkable, Titanic Untold. And this is a look at the inquiry set after the sinking of the Titanic by Senator Smith, played by Cotter Smith. You also have the likes of Karen Allen playing his wife, Fiona Dorff playing this journalist getting involved, and Jane Weisner playing the senator's assistant. And this is from writers Brian and Cody Hartman. And Cody Hartman's the one who takes the reins here. This is very much like a docudrama. It very much feels like the dramatization that you would see in a documentary. So it comes off a little melodramatic. From like, it looks like something you would see on like a History Channel kind of shot that way. There's nothing particularly dynamic or interesting about how this is shot. There's some surprising elements of good effects, honestly, when they show like the sinking of the Titanic at times, doing these flashbacks. This is very much set up as something that's basically just told through a series of like conversations at a dinner table or in some kind of like investigation. Not quite a trial, but something similar to that. It does give off that courtroom drama kind of vibes at times. I do think it's too dry at times, and you're just kind of like getting a little bored here. When are we going to move along here? But I do think it's able to capture some emotional moments and some emotional beats that feel like they resonate. And I feel like those are the highlights over the course of this like hour, 40-minute film. It feels a little drawn out for what it's trying to portray on screen. It is trying to tackle a lot, taking a look at those who are responsible for making the Titanic, preparing its safety boats, for the other ship that could have helped, but seemed to not make it a big priority to get over there to help. And you have very interesting perspectives. You have some pretty despicable characters who come in who are so obsessed with their own things, or, you know, you have this Duchess who's extremely like anti-immigrant, very classist. It's like one of those good men is worth hundreds of those disgusting immigrants, and you're just like, wow. And it's accurate, like obviously capturing those things, but sometimes I feel like this film lacks subtlety in terms of what it's trying to portray on screen, and like that character came off very like hammy, kind of like mustache twirling villain. But you have these dynamics, you have these interactions, and it does paint an interesting portrait of the aftermath of the Titanic, which I don't think gets a whole lot of attention. Obviously, if you think of Titanic, you're going to think James Cameron's movie and, you know, a wonderful, unexpected romance. But this one is very, like, down to the nitty-gritty, into the details, and looking at it from that investigatory kind of perspective. I think the performers do fine with this. I think the likes of like Dorff and Smith and Allen definitely have a little bit more of that veteran presence and are able to bring that. I'm glad to see Karen Allen in things. She doesn't have a whole lot to do in this movie, to be honest, but glad to see her. And I feel like Cotter Smith does a fine job. He's not the most interesting of protagonists, but you have some other of like the female characters around him, like Weisner and Dorff's characters, that add a little color to the situation and interest. But at the end of the day, if you're super into like the Titanic and all the horrible things that led up to that, the investigation, this pique your fancy. This is my wife's pick. She does love shipwrecks and stuff like that. But this is it's a serviceable kind of docudrama, and it's there. You'll probably learn a lot. But those are my thoughts on Unsinkable, Titanic Untold. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.